The courtroom smelled like cold coffee and pity. My son wouldn't look at me. He sat there, my boy, my blood, his voice trembling but certain. My father is a monster. He deserves nothing. The words didn't cut, they buried, deep, deliberate. Beside him, his mother dabbed fake tears with a tissue she didn't need. She was always good at that, performing pain while crafting destruction. The judge's gavel came down like a heartbeat stopping. House, cars, business, all hers. I nodded once, rose, and left. No words, no scene, just silence. That's what unnerved her most, my silence. We met 15 years ago in a rainstorm. Her car broke down outside my office. I offered help, she offered a smile that could rewrite the weather. Back then, I thought loyalty was built on love. Now I know it's built on leverage. She was smart, calculated, the kind of woman who could memorize your weaknesses and make them sound like compliments. I built everything for us, our home, our business, our life. She built an exit, quietly, carefully. I started noticing the patterns 6 months before the divorce papers. Missed calls, whispered laughter behind locked doors, the scent of a man's cologne, cheap, bold, lingering where mine used to live. I asked her once, gently. She smiled. "You're imagining things." I wasn't. Then came the receipts, hotel charges under her assistant's name, a joint bank account I never opened, and messages, screenshots of love that wasn't mine anymore. The night I found out, I didn't rage. I poured myself a drink, sat in the dark, and listened to the clock. Tick. Plan. Tick. Execute. I didn't fight the divorce. I let her win. Let her lawyer paint me as controlling, cold, monstrous. Every accusation I absorbed like rain on stone. Because while they were busy tearing me apart, I was already rebuilding, somewhere they couldn't see. 2 years before all this, I'd quietly transferred ownership of my patents, the backbone of the business, to a private trust. Her name was never on it. She thought she'd inherited the empire. What she got was the facade, the shell, the dust. Still, I wanted more than just justice. I wanted understanding. I wanted them to see. 2 weeks after the verdict, a letter arrived at their new mansion. My lawyer's envelope, cream white, embossed. I knew she'd open it in the living room, probably near the fireplace she'd chosen, where everything had to match her perfection. The letter was simple. Per the terms of the corporate dissolution, assets transferred post-divorce proceedings are subject to lien verification. The court will require statements from all parties listed as secondary beneficiaries, including minors. A legal way of saying the trust had been dissolved and its contents redistributed. Every dollar tied to the company's name was frozen. The house, the cars, the business, all collateral for debts she didn't know existed. She called first. I didn't answer. Then my son. His voice was cracked, raw. "How could you hide this from us?" I could hear her in the background, shouting, panicking. I waited a breath, then replied, "Because I wanted you to learn the difference between truth and performance." They lost everything within a week. The house was repossessed, the accounts locked. Her lover vanished, the kind of man who feeds on comfort, not chaos. I didn't take pleasure in their suffering. Pleasure is temporary. I took peace. That's different. A month later, my son came to my office. No entourage, no script. He stood there, eyes hollow but searching. "You planned all of it, didn't you?" I looked up from my desk. "No, I just stopped pretending." He didn't answer, but I saw it, the flicker of recognition, the same analytical calm that runs in my blood. He wasn't angry anymore, just quiet, processing. I've been called a monster. Maybe I am. But monsters don't pretend to be angels. They don't hide behind custody papers and courtroom tears. They act. Precisely. Every move I made was for the truth to surface, not through rage, but through balance. Because justice isn't a shout, it's a whisper at the right moment. Sometimes I replay that day in court in my mind. Her triumphant smile, my son's trembling words, and me sitting there, silent. People mistook my quiet for defeat, but silence isn't surrender. It's the sound strategy makes before it strikes. Now, when I drive past their old mansion, empty, sold, stripped of its illusions, I don't feel pride, just clarity. You can't steal what was never truly yours, and you can't break a man who already rebuilt himself in the dark. That letter wasn't revenge, it was a mirror, and for the first time they saw what they really were. That's all I ever wanted.